Well, leading us into the second half of the day is your Election Central. We're following issue 2 on November's ballot, where members of both sides of the argument work to get their points across to voters. Just yesterday, our team watched as dueling events took place in Pope County. That's where the state could see a new casino after being awarded the 4th and final casino license. However, if issue 2 passes, that will be stripped away, and the decision to build a future casino will be decided by the people living there.
3 of those communities at that time at the county level voted yes on Amendment 100. They now operating casinos in their counties. Only 1 county voted no by 61%, that was Pope County.
Now on the opposite side of the fence are those opposing issue 2. Pope County Judge Ben Cross is blasting the people behind the measure, calling them out for attempts to foil their plans.
The ones behind issue 2 are anything but local. It is an initiative funded by the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, a casino applicant themselves, who our community rejected.
Well, the decision on how this argument will be decided, and it is in your hands. The info surrounding this topic and others can be at your fingertips by visiting thv11.com. In the race to the Oval Office, former President Donald Trump is going one way while VP Harris is headed another. Natalie Brand has a closer look at their continued campaign efforts.
Former President Donald Trump returns to the western battleground states of Arizona and Nevada today. Last night, he fired up his conservative base during back-to-back events in Georgia.
We will fight, 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 and win, win, win.
At his rally, he did not comment on the interview former White House Chief of Staff John Kelly gave the New York Times. Kelly warned Trump is an authoritarian and confirmed previous reports Trump had spoken favorably of Hitler. In a post on Truth Social, the former president slammed Kelly as, quote, a total degenerate, a lowlife, and a bad general whose advice in the White House I no longer sought.
He's just putting out a 911 call to the American people.
At a CNN town hall in Pennsylvania Wednesday night, Vice President Kamala Harris sought to capitalize on Kelly's comments.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
As she tried to make her case to undecided voters, Harris at times struggled to provide policy specifics and was also pressed on whether she supports a border wall she once called stupid.
Agreed to a bill that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring forward that bipartisan bill to further strengthen and secure our border.
Thursday, Harris did pick up the endorsement of another former Republican congressman, Michigan's Fred Upton.
I invite every single person across the country, Republican or Democrat, to stand up against the hate and chaos of Donald Trump.
The Harris campaign tells CBS News it believes around 10% of battleground state voters are still persuadable. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, we're starting to heat up out there, and we will be challenging record highs today and tomorrow. Central Arkansas 77. You can see to the south and to the west. We're a little bit warmer. We've got a frontal boundary just laying to the north of us, and they're seeing some cooler temperatures today. Hour by hour, looking at your day, heating up to the mid to upper 80s in Central Arkansas, and then skies will clear out, dropping down into the 70s. But we're not looking for things to get too cool tomorrow morning. Today, we're going to warm up again to the mid to upper 80s. We'll see a lot of 90s across the state as well. And as we're heading into the next few days, it's a bit of a roller coaster for the temperatures. We've got those upper 80s today, 70s this weekend, and then we're going to drop back again to those lower 80s by Monday. But the good news is we've got some rainfall headed our way, and that can make a considerable difference in our drought in the next coming weeks. So stay with me. We're going to talk about these warm temperatures, when we can expect fall to come back, and exactly how much rain we will get and when, coming up in my forecast.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, in a THV 11 crime alert, a man is pleading guilty to charges from earlier this year after being accused of flying a teenage girl from California to Arkansas. The person you're seeing here is Sean Robert Shyman, who just received a 20-year prison sentence for having an online relationship with a 15-year-old girl. Shyman is accused of picking the teen up at the airport, then taking her to Fort Smith, where she was found in his home. Among his charges are internet stalking and sexual assault. Moving now to Pulaski County, where lawyers are speaking on progress being made to cut down on crime. Our team spoke directly to prosecuting attorney who touched on reasons for a decrease in homicides. With the numbers down 44%, attorney Will Jones credits a number of resources for the momentum.
We see it, real time and see it happening, and then that helps us, informs us more when the file comes over to our office for us to do filing decisions, and we are able to approve the affidavits sometimes quicker for arrests to be made, and so for justice to be swifter. And these families deserve that.
With more work needing to be done, Jones is banking on enforcing consequences to keep the downward trend going. The state of Arkansas is experiencing a lack of rainfall, but help is on the way to businesses feeling the effects. The Small Business Administration is working with 11 counties statewide to provide financial relief. The recent dry spell has caused problems for parts of the agriculture industry, but now those suffering from the drought can apply for loans to offset revenue loss.
I have a whole list of customers that we've been waiting for their ponds to get fuller so that we can stock their ponds, and they're empty. Some of them are new ponds and some of them are old ponds that have just dried up because of the drought.
According to a press release, Searcy, Benton, and Washington counties are among some of the eligible counties. Meanwhile, we're learning more about the lithium reserves discovered in southwest Arkansas. The mineral could be used for producing batteries and transitioning away from fossil fuels. And Arkansas makes up a large part of the recent find. October focuses on raising awareness for breast cancer, and this month researchers want you to know about lymphedema. Natalie Brand shares the new tech being used for early detection.
Hey, hi Teresa.
Teresa Lau was diagnosed with breast cancer in December 2022 and had surgery 3 months later.
They found 24 lymph nodes that they had to take out.
The surgery and radiation that followed led to the condition lymphedema, which causes fluid to build up, usually in the arms or legs, leading to swelling.
Shoulder shrug.
She saw a physical therapist to try to get the fluid moving.
My arm would get sore, so even with doing the massage, compression kind of stuff, it still was not moving.
Teresa's taking part in a study at Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center, testing whether a smartwatch technology could detect the painful condition earlier.
Once the condition gets to a later stage, then you're looking at some type of complex treatment. If we can find it early, then we can work on exercise, weight management, and other interventions.
The Android watch has non-invasive sensors that use a form of light to detect the volume of blood and liquid in the tissues. Patients will wear one on the arm that has lymphedema and the arm that does not to measure fluid changes and compare them.
We're hoping that using the app that we've developed that gathers this data in the watch, that we will be able to find out if there's a difference and if one arm is developing lymphedema.
Teresa had reconstruction surgery last summer.
Even though it's that C word and it's scary, as long as you keep a positive attitude, then you have a great support system, you can get through it.
She's encouraged to have this study as the next part of her journey. Natalie Brand, CBS News.
Celebrations are happening in New York City just ahead. We're on the parade route to revisit the taste of victory.
Well, officially it's fall, but we are looking at temperatures out there that could reach 90 across the state. Stay with me. We're going to talk about when we can see a cool fall forecast and if there's any rain headed our way.